Yo, what's going on, boys? It's Charney with another video. Peep the fucking glasses, bro. I don't know. I can't find my normal blue light blocker, so I guess I'm gonna have to get cooked for this video. So I don't know. They're kind of makes me look chopped, but fuck it. This is week 3, I believe. I think actually it might be week 2. I really don't know. I'm literally trading makes me fucking lose track of time. I swear to God. It's one of those weeks, week 2 or 3, of trading recap, and another slow week, which it sucks. But we had, I think, 2 A+ like great positions on Tuesday and a random fucking news drop or news event drop. Trump had to open his mouth and it fucked up both of our positions. So that like actually sucked. Very unfortunate stuff like that, because you really do. You follow all your plans and you follow your risk rules and you follow everything head to toe like correct, and it's just a random news event like fucks up your position. It sucks. It really does suck, but it's something you have to deal with, unfortunately. You know, we're trading on the 5-minute. People trading on the 1-minute, I guess, don't really have to deal with that. But there is true scalpers that are trading on, you know, like higher time frames, and you know, they could get up really big on their positions, and something could come out like that, and it could totally screw up their positions, and that would make me a lot more mad compared to, you know, taking trades on the 5-minute and real low time frames and stuff like that. It gives you less of a window for him to actually open his mouth and some news to really affect the market. Whereas, you know, if you're long term taking trades like on a higher time frame, what I was trying to say, you know, you have more of a time for some big news event to drop and for your position to get really messed up. So yeah, that's enough yapping. I'll show you guys the trades I took. Very boring week. It's not fun at all, honestly. I've been just working on some side stuff that I can't drop yet. I can't leak yet, but it's gonna be fucking crazy in the next like couple of months. I'm gonna work on it day in and day out for the next couple of months. It's gonna be absolutely crazy. I'm super excited. But yeah, for trading, very boring week. I'll show you guys the trades. Yeah, there's really not much to go over. Today really sucked because I ended up missing a good position. I'll show you guys exactly what happened. I literally didn't have an alert set on it and I totally missed the position. It sucks. It does suck, but I was in a position simultaneously on a different pair that kind of moves the same. And we had red folder news. I moved my stop loss to break even, ended up getting stopped out of break even, and it went to take profit. So it was a rough week, definitely a rough week. All 3 trades revolved around news, either stopping me out or, yeah, literally all stopping me out. 2 stopped me out for losses and 1 stopped me out of break even. So down 2% for the week, which is nothing. Crazy thing about the strategy is literally, like no joke, through back testing, 1 week, first of all, can make everything back. 1 trade on the 30-minute time frame can make everything back. I remember in October, I had a very rough month in October, and 1 trade was a 1 to 10, which is the max we take on 30-minute positions. We're catching big swings, and that literally made everything back. Like, it ended my month green, which is just, it's insane. And now that I found like 1 to 4s perform better than what everyone else was targeting with the LSD model, it's gonna be a lot easier to make back all of those losses, and it makes us a lot more profit for the end of the year P&L as well. So yeah, I'll pull up the charts and I'll show you guys exactly what trades there was here. Let me just minimize this. All right, so 3rd week of 2026, that's what I got. So it is the 3rd week. Next week's the 4th, so next week will be obviously the last week of January. Hopefully we get some trades, because it's just been very slow in January. I don't know what my total P&L is right now. I want to say maybe down 3%. I think that's what it is, because last week we only took 1 trade, it was down 1%, and this week we took 2 and down 2%. And the week before that, I want to say we went break even, because I took some losses and then I took a 1 to 4. So yeah, pretty good. It's just really slow. These slow markets really, it sucks. I'm not gonna lie, it sucks. But it is what it is. I'll go to the first trade we have here. So the first trade was Monday, and this Monday was a bank holiday, so I didn't personally even trade. But I'll show you guys the exact setup that there was and how you could have avoided it if I can find it. Oh wait, maybe it was early on. Yes, it was early on. So this wasn't in my session, but some people I trade with that's in a different time zone. This is kind of like their 8 a.m. For me, obviously, you can see it's 3 a.m. So I obviously wouldn't even be taking this position regardless if it was valid because it's not my session. But regardless, price is trending down, very bearish. Okay, we had this massive news drop, but price is just taking out low, taking out lows, taking out lows. Price down here into pretty much all low territory. It's taking out all these lows to the left. We have valid level of liquidity. Price coming up. Let me get my drawing tool. Price coming up like this, continuing down, and then we come up in a straight line. So it all looks good. It does look good. Shorts on NAS. So for me personally, if I'm taking shorts on NAS, I want it A+, like absolutely A+, because obviously you're more geared towards buys. Some people say, yeah, you can take shorts and buys, they work the exact same. No, they don't. Shorts, you have to be very good positions. You have to be clearly trending bearish. It has to be a straight line move. It's got to be top tier position for short positions. I've seen a lot, like half decent positions, and they just always seem to lose. Compared to buys, a lot of them always win because it's a bullish instrument. So that was that. And price came up, and we had a valid entry candle right here. So this would have been your first entry. Stop loss would have been above this wick. TP would have been down here at this strike 1 to 4 actually would have been right there. And it's good position, definitely A+, but the only thing going for it again is it's just US Bank holiday. I think it was Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Just some, don't even get me started. But anyways, that was that. And on bank holidays, trading live markets, at least what I noticed is there's always just like non-stop fake outs. Always non-stop fake outs. I don't know why, it's so weird. Same thing with when we have NFP week. It's like a couple days before NFP week. It's for some reason, it's just like there's so many fake outs on zones. It makes no sense. I really don't know why. And yeah, if you would have taken a short position, you literally just would have got stopped out by a little bit and then trade would have hit. So if you just avoided trading US Bank holiday, then you would have avoided that setup right there. Pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, that was it on NAS. And then Tuesday, this was my main trading day. This is where I took the most setups. Right here, I'll show you guys exactly what happened. Super annoying, super unfortunate. EU absolutely bombing bullish on a generational run here. And price, continuously bullish, taking out highs. Nice deep level of liquidity, another level of liquidity, taking out highs. Price comes down right to this previous level. We had a nice fake out on the initial demand, and then price came down, swept it in about 2 candles, a bunch of drawing, and we had a valid wick rejecting the zone like super hard, showing a lot of buyers coming into the market, right? So from there, 825, this was an 830 candle. After this initial big wick right here from this candle, another 30-minute candle opening is gonna have a lot of volatility, right? After rejecting that hard, I'm totally fine with A. There's 2 entries I was going to take. A was a flip entry, so if price came down, made a wick and flipped, which that looks like that's what happened, but this wick came in after. And or a break of candle entry, which is when we break the highest point of the first candle that initially tapped. So price opened up, barely even put in a bottom wick, kind of right around here. Came up, broke this candle. I entered break of candle, and that's pretty much it. I just entered break of candle. I was monitoring something like on my MacBook. I was making sure my positions got filled on all my accounts, and I was going through, and then it's just like all hit stop loss. And I'll show you guys. I actually was in a UJ position before this. It's on 30-minute time frame. I should have showed you guys that one first, but whatever. And it just all got stopped out. I was like, what happened? Like, I thought maybe I put my wrong stop loss, and then my UJ position, I just seen it go from floating green and then boom, boom, boom down to red, and then it just got stopped out. I was like, what happened? So I looked on the chart. We had a wick come the whole way down, literally stopped me out by the pip, and ran straight to TP. That is my luck. And there's nothing I could even do either. It's just a straight random news event. We found it on Forex Factory after it dropped. It was Trump saying something about Greenland, I think. I think that's what it was. I don't even remember. And yeah, it just screws up the entire position. The thing is it was in our direction too, but it just causes so much volatility that, you know, it'll put a massive lower wick and it'll just cause you to get stopped out. So that was that position. It sucks. It really does suck. But there's nothing you can do. There's, yeah, really nothing you can do. It's an A+ setup. It's a setup I'd always take no matter what. And yeah, there's really no way of knowing when any of this news is going to release. I do know EURUSD and UJ do seem to be the two pairs that are affected the most, especially when news drops. But yeah, I'll show you guys this position that was in. So this position, again, another one would have hit. I actually would have passed 100K with this if this random news drop didn't come out. So right here, this is a good position to go over. So UJ was trending very bullish, right? On the macro, massive swing highs, just, you know, making great bullish structure. So what happened? Price got down to this cheaper level. We had two major kind of demand zones right here. I think if you went on the 4 hour, it was kind of a demand zone on the higher time frame, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you'd kind of call it a demand zone. Definitely a key level here. If you draw a line roughly, you had wicks coming down, testing this area. You had a rejection here. You had a rejection here. So roughly, it was a half decently big of a key area, you could say, for buyers and sellers. And price came down. We reacted around this level, right? And we're still bearish at this point. Right here, we're still bearish because price is coming down. It's just putting in lower lows. We don't know when this is going to flip to bullish to continue the macro trend like this, right? Price is coming down, chopping, chopping, chopping. We don't know when that is going to flip bullish so then we can continue up, right? We don't know that yet. So price came down. We have our most recent supply, or most recent high right here, and then we have our another high right here, which this is kind of definitely a lot major, I would say. And taking out lows, we have a high, low, and then price started just making bullish structure, right? We started making the stack liquidity, which is just, you know, all these tight higher highs and higher lows with, obviously you're gonna have liquidity under here. I call it stack liquidity. I don't really know if that's actually a term or not. But I kind of like it. I like these setups. I notice in backtesting, they perform really well. I don't know what it is. Like if there's setups that, you know, you're trading and it's like this, price comes down super hard and taps into like a demand zone under like multiple like levels like that, shoots up. It is just super good because you're taking out multiple levels of liquidity, not just one. So yeah, that looked great for this trade. We came down super hard. Beautiful retracement there. You literally couldn't ask for anything better. Price came down, two beautiful rejecting wicks. This was a 4:30 candle, so this was a 5 a.m. candle right here. Now this was a new 4-hour candle. Again, trading on 30-minute time frame, higher candles, they're gonna have a lot of volatility up and down. So when this closed, you're literally perfectly fine to enter right here. Me personally, I just waited for a small 4-hour bottom wick, because when you're targeting a lot bigger structure, small little refinements change a lot. Like right here's a 1 to 5. If you would have got in on the candle close, it's only a 4.3. And I'm only aiming right here, you know. If I'm aiming, let's say, at this high right here, that gives me a 6.4, risk reward, whereas I got in on that bottom wick. You know, that gives me almost 7.4, which is a whole extra RR. Gosh, I can't speak at all. But anyways, got in on this 4-hour bottom wick right here, entered, and price was going good. You know, we initially reacted off very bullishly, retraced, and then we started just continuing up. You know, it looked like we were just gonna continue our trend, which is pretty much, yeah, like exactly what we did. And we got to that point again, which was 8:30, same time I took Euro USD trade, and it just straight up random news, and it just stopped us out. It literally just came down, wicked us all out, and continued up and hit take profit. It's very unfortunate. It is very unfortunate. I would have had accounts passed by now, literally 23 days in 2026. I locked in so hard last year, especially Q4, and just for 2026, like first month of 2026, just to literally get like good trades, and you just get stopped out for the most stupidest reasons. It sucks. It genuinely sucks, but there's nothing we can do. All we can do is just keep pushing forward. We know this stuff's gonna pay long term. So, you know, it sucks for the time being. It really does, but it is what it is. So those were those two positions. Now, third position was Wednesday UK 100 setup. I don't remember this one. Oh, yes, I do remember this one. Yeah, so we have this setup right here, which I want to say, what time did it give that reaction? 10:30, okay. So this right here, UK 100 is kind of, doesn't perform the same as a lot of these forex pairs. You can get away with some weird looking structure, to be honest with you, because it's very, very bullish long term. So even structure like this, where we do have one level, two levels of liquidity sitting in front of the zone, we run up and then we come down, it is valid to take. The thing I didn't like about this is, to be honest with you, main thing was tapping the zone and rejecting and then coming back down. I don't know why, but I really hate those, because it feels to me like we just swept liquidity, retraced, and we failed to push higher, so now we're making a lower low. And that's the main thing of our strategy, is sweeping liquidity really quick, and then after we sweep that liquidity, we're reacting off a demand zone where buyers are getting in at after taking that level of liquidity and then pushing off of it. And I feel like when this happens, price sweeps liquidity, does the whole point of our strategy, tries to push higher and it fails, so then it makes a lower low and it taps, and people get in right here, stop loss right here, we get another push and it just kind of continuously fails, and then the lower low, so on. So that was kind of why I didn't like that. Plus, I don't really like UK 100, I'm not gonna lie. I should really look into taking it off the pairs list. It's mid. Previous years it performed pretty good. Last year's is complete garbage. So it is what it is. It's an indice, so it's gonna change year over year. But yeah, that was Wednesday's trades. Thursday actually had nothing. So there's literally not a trade on Thursday. Thursday's the slowest day I've experienced in a long time. So I don't even think I marked out a zone on Thursday. So that was that. And then Friday today, the most interesting day, we have, wait, oh, that was last week. I was like, thinking I forgot a trade. Oh, I'm on 30 minutes. Okay, so let me show you guys this. So, this sucks. So, gold trade. First, initially, I was watching this morning. So, we have a demand zone, price pushes off of it, beautiful level of liquidity, which I was actually going to take this if we tapped, because we have liquidity right here, but we never did. So, beautiful level of liquidity, price came up, and I actually thought right here we were going to just bomb down, and I was like, oh, that is beautiful trade. Well, we didn't, and we had a demand zone right here, which I swear I thought I had an alert set, but I guess not, and I can't blame it on anything else besides myself. So it's unfortunate, but we had a level of liquidity here. Price came down super hard, rejected super hard, standard candle close, long position right here, stop loss right under this wick, and your normal TP would be a 1 to 4. So that hit for pretty much everyone. Yeah, I wasn't able to take it because I thought I had an alert set. I was like lifting and stuff, and I didn't get an alert, so very unfortunate. It does suck, especially like the whole 1 to 4 thing. Like, you know, I back tested 5 years of gold to get 1 to 4 data. I back tested so much, and I put so much time and effort into it, and it's like I can't even capitalize on the own things I found. Everyone else is capitalizing on them, and I just been very, very unlucky. And trades have been just out of my time zone too, which is just, it sucks, but whatever. And then this platinum trade, another one that sucks. This I would have this was on a Top Step account and an Alpha Futures account, so both of these would have been really good for my account. But yeah, we had a demand zone, level of liquidity. This was a little bit choppy right here. It was just kind of some weird, you know, price action, and then we came down hard. The reason I'd still take it though is because it's platinum. It's 9 chances out of 10. You know, it's a metal. It's bullish. So even that doesn't throw me off. Now, if I was on a forex pair, maybe, but platinum or gold or NQ, not at all. So this 830 candle, again, I entered break of candle. We actually wicked up the whole way up there, up here, I believe, yeah. So I entered break of candle on this. I don't really regret that at all. That's just a normal standard entry. It's a new 30-minute candle. So I think I talked about that in the Euro USD trade. It's a perfectly fine entry model to take on a 30-minute candle open, especially on any of these futures right here, because it's a lot more volatile. So for me, normally you'd be aiming for 1 to 4, and of course the 1 to 4 would have hit again. So, but for me, with Top Step and the consistency rule, you don't want to be shooting actually for 1 to 4s. 1 to 2s actually help you a lot better, at least in the evaluation phase. So I was only aiming for 1 to 2, so I didn't offset my consistency rule and screw over my account. And yeah, we were 1 to 2s was, I remember it was close, like live. It was so close. This was TP on my Alpha Futures, but I know Top Step was a lot lower. And yeah, again, we missed TP by a couple pips, and we were right around this point right here, right before news. It was like 9:25. Actually, it wasn't on this candle open. It was 9:30 open. And I was like, well, we had red folder news come in at 9:45, and I was like, there's red folder news in 15 minutes. I believe it was manufacturing PMI, and sometimes it has massive effects, and sometimes it doesn't. And I was like, you know, a good trader would just at least go break even before red folder news. So I went break even, got stopped out of break even, and then it went to take profit. So another one where, you know, it would have been a massive week this week, biggest week I've ever would have experienced if it just wasn't for these unfortunate events. But it is what it is. Nothing we can do except just keep pushing forward, I guess. But yeah, the more I think about it, best thing to do probably would be just, if you're on evaluation, just hold through the news, because worst thing you're gonna do is lose, and it's on evaluation. It's $90. Like, it's a combine, you know, no one cares. Again, if this was live accounts, I would have done the exact same thing, and I wouldn't really even be mad about that, because I rather at least play it a lot safe on like risking actual money. But yeah, on a combine, trying to pass an account on evaluation, it's really, might as well just hold through it, you know. Especially on futures accounts, they're so small. If you lose it, you just buy a new one. You only need 6% to pass, 4% to fail. You know, one losing trade, holding through news that sometimes does something. is more worth it than just getting out, to be honest. Now that's obviously different if it's like CPI or something that's obviously just gonna go straight up or straight down. But yeah, PMI sometimes has an effect, sometimes doesn't. I look back, but I decided I thought was the right thing to do is get a break even, and it just got me out of break even and hit take profit. So very rough week again. It's a very rough week. Last week it's just nonstop. Felt like this has been going on since like October. It's just super hard on me. But yeah, again, any normal person would just quit by now, but I'm not normal, obviously, bro. You gotta be actually like a psychopath for this. I swear, bro. The amount of times that like you feel like this stuff is like personally developed against you and like only screwing you over is like insane. But I have full faith in God, full faith in, you know, that this stuff will turn around. Markets will start performing better. I know it's just a matter of time. So maybe next week will be better. Hopefully next week will be better. Hopefully we just get more trades and stuff like that. But in the meantime, I am going to back test oil actually. It doesn't have too bad. I actually thought there was a position today. Hold on, let me double check. I thought I saw something. There was actually a position today. So I wasn't trading this yet. I just kind of added it because I thought about trading it, but obviously go back test it first. Here's a level of liquidity. Pretty small structure trade. Price came down, tapped, and you know you could have got a break candle entry right there or something like that, but that's not really A+ or something I would take every single time. But again, being on futures, you can be a lot more riskier, to be honest, especially buy positions. So yeah, that was it. And yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna go on oil, and I'll probably start back testing oil. I'm not gonna lie. I heard some half decent results about it. If we can get a group like this, you know, 3 or 4 pairs, and trade on futures, no spreads, and you know we can at least catch 3 to 4 trades a week, and target 1 to 4s. There's a lot of money to be made. Literally, there's no way. There's no other way to put it. There's a lot of money to be made. Yeah, it's gonna be insane. But yeah, we just have to push through these slow market conditions. And next video, I will probably record session of me backtesting crude oil, just for you guys. If you just want to see how I backtest or like more about the strategy, I'll be backtesting it. This strategy does work, even though the last few weekly recaps it's just slow. It's the stuff you just have to push through. There's still winning trades. It's not that there's not winning trades. It's just, you know, like that gold example today, I would have been up 2% for the week, which is good. That's perfectly fine. It's just simple mistake. Didn't have I thought I had my alert set. Maybe I didn't get it. Maybe I got it and I didn't see it. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I will make another video on backtesting oil. If we get any good trades next week, I'll make a video on those. And then I will see you on the weekly recap for the end of January. So that is it, boys. I will, yeah, see you on the next one. Peace.